Welcome to this complete Lisbon, Portugal travel guide. Picture this, a city perched on 7 hills, bathed in the golden glow of the sun, kissed by the sea breeze. That's Lisbon for you. A city steeped in rich history, vibrant culture, and a charm that's hard to resist. But as with any city, there's a certain rhythm to life in Lisbon, a rhythm that locals and frequent visitors dance to. If you're planning a trip to this beautiful city, it's crucial to familiarize yourself with this rhythm to ensure a smooth travel experience, and that's precisely why we're here today. We're going to let you in on the top 10 don'ts that you should bear in mind while exploring Lisbon, from public transportation etiquette to culinary adventures. We've got you covered. So buckle up and get ready to dive into the vibrant world of Lisbon. In this video, we will be discussing the top 10 don'ts to keep in mind while exploring the city of Lisbon. First up, always remember to validate your public transportation ticket. Now you might wonder, why is this so important? Well, let me tell you, Lisbon's transport authorities have a keen eye for ticket dodgers, and the fines can be quite hefty. So to avoid a sour note on your sweet Lisbon journey, make sure you validate your ticket every time you hop onto a bus, tram, or metro. Now, some might be tempted to take a taxi everywhere, but trust me, embracing the city's public transportation is not only cost-effective, it's also a fantastic way to immerse yourself in the local culture. There's a certain charm in riding the historic tram 28, or watching the cityscape unfold from the window of a bus. So why limit your experience to the backseat of a taxi? So don't forget, validate your tickets and make good use of Lisbon's efficient public transportation. The second don't is about dressing appropriately in religious sites. Lisbon, a city steeped in history, is home to some of the most beautiful religious sites in the world. With their cultural and historical significance, these sites command a certain level of respect, which extends to how one dresses when visiting. Now you might think, but I look dashing in my summer shorts and tank top. Well, sure you do. But when in Lisbon, it's about paying homage to the culture and traditions, not your beach-ready bod. And here's a light-hearted note for the hat enthusiasts among you. Wearing a hat inside a church won't exactly elevate you to papal status. It's considered disrespectful in many cultures, so let's keep the hat off, shall we? So, when visiting religious sites, remember, it's respect, not fashion, that matters. Thirdly, don't ignore pedestrian traffic lights. Now, this might sound like a no-brainer, but we can't stress it enough. Lisbon's roads are bustling with activity, and pedestrian lights are there for a reason. They're the maestros of the city's symphony, orchestrating the movement of cars, bikes, and pedestrians. Respecting traffic rules is not just about avoiding a fine. It's about ensuring your safety and the safety of others. The red and green lights are not mere suggestions, they are directives. Green is your cue to stride confidently across the street, while red is a polite request for you to pause and enjoy the view. Now, while we're talking about safety, it's also crucial not to leave your belongings unattended. Lisbon is generally safe, but as in any busy city, it's best not to tempt fate. Keep an eye on your belongings, because contrary to popular belief, they are not self-guarding. Remember, green means go, red means stop, and your belongings are not self-guarding. Fourth on our list is a simple yet often overlooked rule: don't litter. As we navigate the charming streets of Lisbon, it's crucial that we respect the environment and the community who calls this place home. Picture this, you're enjoying a delightful pastel denata when suddenly a gust of wind carries away your napkin. Now, while the local seagulls might fancy themselves as part-time garbage collectors, let's not add to their workload. Littering not only tarnishes the city's beauty, but also poses a threat to its vibrant ecosystem. The city's cleanliness is a shared responsibility, so let's do our part. Remember, your ice cream wrapper could end up being a seagull's dinner. So, here's a cheeky suggestion. Why not turn your rubbish into a souvenir? Keep it in your bag until you find a bin. It's a little memento of your snack, and you're doing your bit for the environment. So, let's keep Lisbon beautiful and litter-free. Don't number 5 and 6 are for the foodies. Don't forget to try pastéis de nata from different bakeries, and do not skip local seafood dishes. Let's embark on a culinary adventure, shall we? Lisbon is a city that is truly a gastronomic paradise. Among the myriad of delectable dishes, 2 shine brighter than the rest: pastéis de nata and the local seafood. Pastéis de nata These heavenly Portuguese egg custard tarts are a must-try when in Lisbon. Encased in a crispy, flaky crust, the sweet custard filling is an explosion of flavor that's bound to make your taste buds dance. Now here's the trick, don't just try them from one bakery. Each bakery has its own secret recipe, so the taste can vary. Make it a mission to sample these delights from a variety of local bakeries. You can thank us later, but let's not forget about the seafood. Lisbon, with its coastal location, is a haven for seafood lovers. From succulent clams to mouth-watering cod, the seafood dishes here are as fresh as they come. Try the bacalhau à brás, a traditional dish made of shredded cod, onions and thinly chopped fried potatoes, all bound together with scrambled eggs. Or if you're feeling adventurous, how about some persebes? These goose barnacles may not look appetizing, but they're a local delicacy that packs a punch of flavor. The culinary scene in Lisbon is so diverse and rich that it can be a tad overwhelming, but remember, this isn't a city for dieting. Don't shy away from trying new things, whether it's a dish that's been passed down through generations or a modern twist on a traditional favorite. Lisbon's food scene is guaranteed to leave you craving more. So, to all the food lovers out there, heed this advice. Immerse yourself in Lisbon's culinary culture. Try the pastéis de nata from various bakeries. Revel in the freshness and variety of the local seafood dishes. Indulge in the flavors, the textures, and the stories behind each dish. Remember, when in Lisbon, eat as the Lisboetas do. 7th and 8th don'ts are: don't expect to find 24-hour convenience stores everywhere, and don't forget to explore beyond the tourist areas. You might be used to the convenience of popping into a store at any hour to grab a midnight snack or an impromptu bottle of wine. However, in Lisbon, this isn't always the case. Many local stores operate within traditional hours, closing in the evening and on Sundays. So, if you're planning a late-night picnic or an unexpected celebration, make sure you've stocked up in advance. The city's charm isn't limited to its store hours, though. It's the winding, narrow streets, the hidden courtyards, and the unexpected views that make Lisbon truly special. And often these gems are found away from the bustling tourist areas, so put on your comfortable shoes and let the city's rhythm guide you. Now, I must add, getting lost in a foreign city is an art, not a misfortune. There's a joke among seasoned travelers that says, if you want to truly understand a city, get lost in it. And Lisbon is no exception. The beauty of exploration is that it often leads you to places you would never find in a brochure. It's the unscripted moments that create the most memorable experiences. You might stumble upon a quaint cafe tucked away in a narrow alley, serving the best coffee you've ever tasted. Or you might find yourself in a local market where you can buy fresh produce and chat with friendly vendors. Perhaps you'll discover a quiet park with stunning views of the city, a perfect spot for an afternoon siesta. Remember, the real essence of a city is not just in its landmarks, but also in its everyday life. So, don't just stick to the planned itinerary. Let your curiosity lead you, and you'll be surprised at what you find. So, plan your shopping and don't be afraid to venture off the beaten path. Let's quickly recap the don'ts for your Lisbon adventure. First, don't forget to validate your public transportation ticket. The machines are there for a reason and fines can be steep. While we're on the topic, don't rely solely on taxis. Lisbon's public transport is a great way to get around and soak in the local vibe. Next, respect is key. So don't wear revealing clothing in religious sites, and while you're navigating the city, don't ignore pedestrian traffic lights. Safety first, chaps, don't forget about your belongings. Keep an eye on them to avoid any unwanted surprises, and please don't litter. Let's keep Lisbon beautiful. Now on to the delicious part. Don't miss out on pastéis de nata from different bakeries. And don't even think about skipping local seafood dishes. Your taste buds will thank you. Finally, don't expect 24-hour convenience stores everywhere, and don't limit yourself to the tourist areas. Explore a bit, you might just stumble upon a hidden gem. Keep these tips in mind and you'll have a fantastic time in Lisbon. Safe travels.